Do we want our guitars to sound like video games? Yes. Do we want our guitars to sound like dial-up modems? Clearly. Do I want my guitar to sound like Neo being sucked into the Matrix? Of course I do. But how are we gonna do it? With the new Mainframe by Electro-Harmonix. Well, hey there kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben Eller, back again with a new installment of Meet the Machines, the gear series for people who like things that are nice. And on today's video, we're going to be checking out the newest addition to my little flock of effects pedals, which is this new Mainframe by Electro-Harmonix, a pedal that's even weirder than your crazy Aunt Julie, and she a freak. So a couple months ago, EHX announced this pedal and put out a little demo video for it that I saw on Instagram, and the minute that I heard how completely bizarre this thing sounds, I knew that I had to have one. So I hit up Kevin, my gear rep over at Sweetwater, and ordered myself one. And this thing is nuts. It is super, super strange. I can't wait to show you guys some of the bizarre tones lurking within it. But before we do that, I gotta remind you all, if you also like things that are nice and want to pick up one of these bad boys for yourself, you should do it by clicking on the Sweetwater affiliate link in the video description below. So the Mainframe here is a Bit Crusher pedal that you can use to make your guitar, bass, or even your synthesizer that you're running through it sound like a bunch of old school digital gadgets and 8-bit video games and stuff like that. But you can also get some very nasty fuzz tones out of it as well. It's definitely not going to be one of those like always on pedals on your board, but if you're the kind of player that likes to explore some strange textural sounds or just add a little touch of what the f*** into your riffs, this might be the pedal for you. I'm gonna push some knobs and turn buttons on this thing to show you guys the kind of tones you can get out of it. And today I'm gonna be using my Suhr Alt-T for my guitar and my Suhr J Classic for my big guitar. Look, they match. And I'm gonna be going from either of those into the Mainframe straight into the front of the Fractal Audio Axe FX3. So as they say in gear demo land, here's my clean tone. It's like a Fender Champ kind of sound on the Axe FX with a little bit of delay and reverb. Now I'm going to start off with everything on the Mainframe set at noon. Let's hear what that thing sounds like when we turn it on. Like the morning after a rainstorm, isn't it? So at first it's very like ring modulator-esque, but there's a lot more to it than that, especially when we start fiddling with those knobs a little bit. So as you can hear, it gets quite video gamey, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and get some of the obvious stuff out of the way. It's like a weird f***ed up space kazoo or something, you know? So you can use the blend knob there to get as much of that super nasty signal injected into your tone as you wish. If you turn it up all the way like what you're hearing now, you're hearing just the pedal, no dry guitar signal in there. So that's when things start getting really video-gamey. Like, it's a super disgusting tone, but I could totally hear that in, like, let's say a Queens of the Stone Age kind of sound, you know, or like a Jack White sort of thing. One of those just super disgusting, like, what the f*** is happening? It sounds like his guitar is falling apart sounds. I'm actually kind of getting more interested in those kind of tones the older I get. I think it's because, like, now with all the amazing modeling gear and plugins and stuff like that that everybody has access to, getting really good tones is super easy, but getting really disgusting, nasty tones is actually kind of harder these days, and I think more interesting in a way. So it's super fun just sitting down with this thing and turning the knobs and seeing what happens. I think that's maybe a downside about this pedal in a way, because there's so many times I've conjured up a super weird tone, and then you turn a knob and mess with a few things, and then you're like, I need to go back to how I had it. And so then you try to find your way back to where it was before, and it's kind of easy to get lost in. Thankfully, though, that's why it has the ability to save like presets and stuff like that on it too, which is really cool, and again, a good thing considering that it's easy to get lost in this pedal with so many options and stuff like that. Now that is a hoot and a holler. See, that's what I'm talking about. I've literally never even heard that sound until now. I have no idea what that is. It sounds like the guitar is falling apart or something. Sounds like Yoshi taking a shit. And you know, I was just fooling around using it with those swells like that, which is something that I did on the Tetris track that you heard at the start of this video. That is one like really weird, super functional way I found to use this pedal. I did kind of like this chorus of volume swells, just like a bunch of layered harmonies and stuff like that, outlining those chord progressions and things. And when you hear it on its own, it actually sounds a lot like a vintage Mellotron. If even just hearing those riffs and melodies made your palms sweat and give you heart palpitations, let me know in the comment section below. If you know, you know. Okay, so obviously you can get some super weird tones out of your guitar with it. Let's hear what it sounds like with the old big guitar. So it changes the amp over for like a Ampeg SVT kind of sound. Let's hear what this thing does to that. That is downright scuzzy. Really cool sound. But it still preserves a lot of the low end and stuff, so I feel like this is a tone you could probably use in some kind of super heinous, bizarre way for your bass tracks. That's just super fun to mess around with. I actually might like it even more on bass than guitar because I feel like it handles those low frequencies really well, you know? It keeps them from getting too nasty sounding. But at the same time, this is pretty disgusting. And again, there's all kinds of other things that you can get out of this using an expression pedal, which I don't have. I have no expression. Actually, I have this expression. I do that. That's about all I have. I have some other expressions I've stolen from people. You know, like my friend Phil says, that's hotter than two rats f***ing in a wool sock. That's an expression, but I did steal that one. So anyway, with an expression pedal, you can do all kinds of cool stuff with this. Be sure to check out the official Electro-Harmonix video about this pedal over on their channel to deal with people that actually know what they're doing with it, so you can find out even more about it. So there you go, guys, the Electro-Harmonix Mainframe. I think that's officially the most f***ed up pedal that I own. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for new content coming at you every single week. And snag yourself an Electro-Harmonix Mainframe by clicking the Sweetwater affiliate link down there in the video description below. If you like this video and want to help support my channel and get access to a bevy of backing tracks, bonus lessons, and more, check out my Patreon page over at patreon.com/BenEllerGuitars. Thanks again for watching. Now go out there and play nice.